Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Brana Baltimore. Today's video is going to be on my personal experience with pulmonary embolism while pregnant. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do. If you find this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave them and I will get back with you. Well, I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible. So let me get started. 8 months ago today, on May the 12th, I went into the urgent care where I was diagnosed with pulmonary embolism. The symptoms started months before. I was having shortness of breath and light chest pain. I did inform my PCP that I was having light chest pains. She did an EKG and it was good. And about a month later, I mentioned to my OBGYN that I was having light chest pains as well as shortness of breath. He did a order for a chest x-ray, which came back good. So I'm really thinking, well, maybe it's because I am in my 40s, which is considered late pregnancy, and a lot of complications do come with it. And of course, I know I'm out of shape and everything, so I just figured because of my age and everything, maybe this was just normal, the shortness of breath and the light chest pains. Well, Mother's Day, I had a little discomfort, and I remember going to church, and of course it was during quarantine time, so we were social distance and I had my mask on. I know that I had to sit in the corner because I had to take my mask off because I was having issues breathing. After Mother's Day service, we went to eat, and I came home and I stayed in bed the rest of the day. The next day I got up. I felt okay, but once I stood up, I had no energy, I couldn't breathe well, and once again I was having the chest pains. So I got back in bed and I stayed there all day. The next day I got up that Tuesday morning, May the 12th, 2021. I told my husband, I said, look, I said, I can't get dressed. To put on a bra was too much pressure on my chest. The chest pains was, there wasn't unbearable, but I knew something was wrong. I told my husband to help me. It took me probably like 10 minutes to get dressed because he was trying to get the baby together and everything. So I'm like, look, dude, we need to go now. So I put on a maternity shirt and easy access bottoms because I knew I wasn't going to be coming home that night based upon how my body was feeling. So I went to the local emergency care center. They saw me coming in. They came with a wheelchair. They asked me a million questions and everything. I had no prior health issues. I wasn't on any medication or anything. I hadn't been out the country. I have not been tested positive for COVID. I had not taken the vaccines or anything. They checked my vitals. My vitals were all over the place. So at that time, the doctor said that he wanted to give me a CT scan because he couldn't figure out what was going on. And looking at my medical records, he really couldn't figure out what would be causing these issues. So he did the T-scan, and he came back letting me know that I had multiple blood clots in both lungs, and that he had already called for EMS to come and take me to the nearest trauma hospital in our area. Now, for those who don't know what pulmonary embolism is mainly blood clots that travel from your legs up to your lungs, and also it can come from other areas of your body. They said that PE can stop the blood flow from reaching your lungs, and it can be deadly, and it can also be preventable, but you have to recognize the signs. Also, it says that PE is the #1 most common cause of pregnancies related deaths in the U.S. My father, he passed from pulmonary embolism, which I didn't know that until after I had been released from the hospital. At this time, they were trying to figure out what procedure to do So within about 10 minutes or so, I was being transported from the local care center to the trauma hospital, and within 1 hour, I was being prepped for surgery. They went through my groin with a catheter up to my chest, and they broke up the blood clots. Once the blood clots were broken, they sent me to ICU for 24-hour observation. Part of the process was that I had to be elevated. I couldn't lay flat, so I had to be in this special bed that kept me like slanted almost. I had to stay slanted for 24 hours. They gave me medication for, oh my goodness, I don't remember the name of the medication, but they gave me this medication that I had to take for so many hours. And then once they took it for so many hours, they took out one of the catheters to make sure that I wouldn't bleed to death. And then after that, they gave me more of the medication for several more hours. And then they had to take out the other tube to make sure that it would clot and that I would not bleed to death. At that moment, I was now on prescription Lovenox, 90 milligrams a day, twice a day. I had to inject it in my stomach. Even though I was pregnant, I still had to inject it in my stomach, one in the morning and one at night, 12 hours apart. I will say that the whole experience was definitely traumatic for me. I've never been hospitalized before. I've never been on any type of medication or anything. So it really played on me mentally, which I later found out that having pulmonary embolism can cause PTSD. I saw that, and it came with a list of side effects of having pulmonary embolism. But I am a believer of God, and I believe that He is a healer, and I believe that He would take care of me. And here it is, 8 months later, I can say that He has definitely taken care of me. After being diagnosed with pulmonary embolism while pregnant, the doctors took me off work, the cardiologist took me off, as well as my OBGYN. Now, while in the hospital, after they took me out of ICU, they brought me down to the prenatal floor because I was pregnant and they were preparing to release me. But at that time, I was still having chest pain. So they did EKG, which showed that I was having that I had heart strain due to the pulmonary embolism, which I'm not sure exactly if that's common or not. I don't think it is, but maybe because I had been having these symptoms for a couple of months, maybe that's what it was. But however it goes, from ICU, I went down to the prenatal floor, and from the prenatal floor, after about 2 hours, they put me on the cardio floor. And there I was there for about a week. And after that, I was able to go home. And at that time, I had to stick my own self with the Lovenox, which I can say that the nurse staff, they showed me everything that I needed to know as far as adjusting it and how to stick myself, because this was definitely foreign to me. My doctors let me know that once I had the baby, that I would have to get a couple more tests ran on me. And while in recovery, I had to see a hematologist. He ran my blood and everything, and which was really, I guess, basic standard blood work, because he really couldn't do anything for me until after I had had the baby, 6 weeks or so out. So I would just go in just for a standard visit with the hematologist and everything. And I had to also change medications from the Lovenox to the Eliquis, because I, at that time, had lost my insurance. So to pay for Lovenox was extreme versus paying for Eliquis, I was able to handle. So I chose not to breastfeed. One reason was because you cannot take Eliquis and breastfeed. Doctor switched me off of Lovenox. He put me on Eliquis, 5 grams a day, twice a day. So the same hours that I took the Lovenox, I now switched it over to the Eliquis. So I took that for 3 months, and as of today, as of today, I am, matter of fact, today is January, if you can see my watch. don't know. But today is January the 12th, and as of today, I am officially off of Eliquis. So I give all praises to God. So today is not Tuesday for Testimony Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, but however it goes, I am officially off of Eliquis. I will say that the doctor told me that I will have to come in for random checks because once you experienced it, it could happen again. Most times it's really pregnancy related. If you don't have different type of issues. I went in 2 weeks ago and they took my blood work, and today was my follow-up visit. So I am officially off of the Lovenox, Eliquis, blood thinners, period. I am off of it, and I'm trusting and believing that I will not have to get back on them ever in life, and that I will never have another experience with these blood clots. So if you are pregnant and you do experience chest pain, shortness of breath, please talk to your doctor. Let them know. Don't stop letting them know how you're feeling, because sometimes they don't know what it is that's wrong with you and they guess. And even when they're giving you different things to try to figure it out, it may not fit what you need. So just keep letting them know what you have going on. That way they can figure it out. My doctors did not figure it out. Both doctors didn't figure it out. It took me to have to go to the urgent care to have that CT scan done, which is not normally performed in pregnant women. But the doctor on call figured that was the only thing that he can do to try to figure out why my vital signs were all over the place. So that is my personal experience with the pulmonary embolism. My advice is to listen to your body, let people know how you feel. Is not complaining, but let people know how you feel. That way, if something happened, you have somebody that knows what you experience, and they can talk for you if need be. Well, anyway, guys, I didn't try to make a long video on this, so I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to end the video with, I do plan to put out a video on my postpartum preeclampsia. And also I plan to put a video out on my experience with COVID, because I just tested positive for COVID yesterday, preparing my pre-op visit for my tubal removal. So if you see this video, you know, nobody knows but my immediate family. So if you watch this video and you know me, now you know. But anyway, guys, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you. Now, I told you guys that I was COVID positive. And I am quarantining in my room. So I'm sitting here making YouTube videos that should have been made. And while I'm doing that, my husband had dinner delivered. And I'm supposed to be on a diet. Y'all see this right here? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, guys, I'm enjoying my quarantine. See y'all later.